Why Jurassic World needs to evolve to survive franchise analysis. Jurassic World Rebirth shatters box office records with $147.3 million 5-day debut. Jurassic World Rebirth box office success, what's behind the numbers? Why Jurassic World needs to evolve to survive franchise analysis. The Jurassic World franchise is staring extinction in the face, and it's not the dinosaurs that are the problem. 7 movies in, the series is still chasing the same tired formula, despite a decade of warnings that playing it safe would eventually backfire. The latest entry, Jurassic World Rebirth, isn't a bad film. It's got breathtaking action sequences, a talented cast, and director Gareth Edwards' signature visual flair. But here's where it gets controversial. Rebirth had the chance to revolutionize the franchise after Fallen Kingdom's game-changing twist, dinosaurs loose in the world. Instead, it hits replay on the same island of dinos concept that's been done to death since 1993. So why is Universal so afraid to let this series evolve? #the Gareth Edwards paradox. Edwards, Godzilla Rogue One, is a master of scale and spectacle, and Rebirth's set pieces, like a heart-stopping Mosasaurus chase and a T-Rex river battle, are technically flawless. But the film's biggest flaw isn't Edwards, it's the studio's insistence on treating him like a gun for hire rather than a creative driver. The Hollywood Reporter revealed producers micromanaged the project, limiting Edwards' input on the script. The result? A movie that looks amazing but feels soulless and unoriginal, a problem that's plagued the franchise since Jurassic World Dominion's messy, locust-infested plot. #the character conundrum. Rebirth boldly introduces an all-new cast, no nostalgia cameos, which could have been refreshing. But the script fails them. Scarlett Johansson's mercenary, Zora, and the Delgado family, whose boat gets wrecked by a mosasaur, are split into 2 disjointed storylines that clash in tone. The family survival plot has gems, like a tiny, adorable Aquilops named Dolores, but Zora's arc, a mercenary's redemption, never lands because she's instantly good from the start. Compare this to the original Jurassic Park, where characters like Dr. Alan Grant or Lex felt fully realized. Rebirth's characters are paper-thin, relying on the cast's charisma to fill gaps. The bigger problem, franchise fear of risk. The Jurassic series has always been conservative, but Fallen Kingdom briefly dared to dream bigger with its themes of exploitation and a haunting, gothic vibe. The mixed response to its risks, however, sent the franchise running back to comfort food. Rebirth's new era promise was a lie. It's the same movie we've seen since The Lost World, just with fancier CGI. Even the plot twist, that most escaped dinosaurs have died off, feels like cowardice, undoing Dominion's bold setup to return to a safe, island-bound status quo. The elephant in the room, box office versus creativity. Dinosaurs will always sell tickets. Rebirth will likely gross hundreds of millions, proving the franchise's bulletproof reputation. But in an era where even Marvel is facing fatigue, playing it safe isn't just unambitious, it's unsustainable. Jurassic Park endures because it was more than dinosaurs, it was a philosophical, character-driven masterpiece. Rebirth proves the series is now more interested in being a theme park attraction than a thoughtful story. The verdict, evolve or become extinct. The question isn't whether Jurassic World can survive, it will, at least for now. The question is, does this franchise deserve to? If Universal won't take risks, maybe it's time to let the dinosaurs rest. As Edwards' film shows, technically impressive leftovers can only satisfy audiences for so long. So, we ask you, are you tired of the same old Jurassic formula, or is dinosaur chaos enough? Sound off in the comments. Carlos Morales is a writer who refuses to accept that Jurassic World can't be great again. Follow his rants on Twitter, Jurassic World Rebirth shatters box office records with $147.3 million 5-day debut. Hold onto your hats, folks. Jurassic World Rebirth has roared into theaters and shattered expectations, delivering a box office debut that's rewriting the record books. This isn't just a win, it's a cinematic stomping of previous projections, signaling a potentially massive success for the franchise. Update, July 6, 2025, 8:15 a.m. EST. This article, initially published Saturday morning, has been updated with Sunday's box office figures, a comprehensive chart, and further analysis. Jurassic World Rebirth, a continuation of the beloved franchise, now boasting 7 installments and directed by Gareth Edwards, featuring a stellar cast including Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, and Jonathan Bailey, launched its run on Wednesday, capitalizing on the 4th of July holiday weekend. It arrived hot on the heels of F1, the movie, which itself had achieved a record-breaking debut for Apple Studios just days prior. According to Deadline, by Sunday morning, Jurassic World Rebirth is projected to earn a remarkable $91.5 million domestically over the 3-day weekend and $147.3 million over 5 days. These figures significantly surpass initial estimates of $81.7 million and $137.5 million, respectively, easily claiming the top spot at the box office and dethroning F1, the movie. But here's where it gets truly impressive: Jurassic World Rebirth didn't just win, it made history. It secured the highest single-day 4th of July gross of the 2020s, surpassing previous champions like Relic, $48,259 in 2020, F9, $5.2 million in 2021, Minions, The Rise of Gru, $16 million in 2022, Sound of Freedom, $14.2 million in 2023, and even Despicable Me 4, $20.3 million in 2024. Here's a look at the full domestic top 5 chart for the weekend. Title 3-day total cumulative, domestic. 1. Jurassic World Rebirth $91.5 million $147.3 million, Weekend 1. 2. F1 the Movie $26 million $109.5 million, Weekend 2. 3. How to Train Your Dragon $11 million $224 million, Weekend 4. For Elio $5.7 million $55 million, Weekend 3. 5. 28 years later $4.6 million $60.2 million, Weekend 3. The success of Jurassic World Rebirth has caused a ripple effect, pushing the previous weekend's top contenders down a notch. F1, the movie now sits at number 2, experiencing a 54% drop in its second weekend, while How to Train Your Dragon comfortably holds the number 3 position with a 44% decrease. Pixar's Elio is also performing well, maintaining a 45% drop in its third weekend, although it still faces an uphill battle to recoup its reported $150 million budget. Interestingly, the horror sequel 28 Years Later defied the trend, holding steady at number 5 with a 53% drop, demonstrating stronger audience retention than the recently released M3GAN 2.0. And this is the part most people miss: 28 Years Later's resilience highlights a key difference in audience engagement. Despite debuting with a disappointing $10.2 million, compared to the original M3GAN's viral $30.4 million debut in 2023, 28 Years Later has proven to have significantly better staying power. This is further underscored by the contrasting Rotten Tomatoes scores. M3GAN 2.0 currently sits at 57%, while the original earned a certified fresh rating of 93%. M3GAN 2.0 experienced a steep 63% drop in its second weekend, while 28 Years Later only dropped 67.5%. What this means for Jurassic World Rebirth? It's on track for success. This impressive debut sets Jurassic World Rebirth on a promising path. With a reported budget of just $180 million, the film is poised to surpass that figure domestically alone. Its projected global debut of $318 million already exceeds that milestone, placing it as the 9th highest-grossing movie of the year worldwide. Furthermore, Rebirth has achieved a higher 3-day domestic debut than any installment in the original Jurassic Park trilogy. Here's a comparison of opening weekends and worldwide box office totals across the Jurassic Park and World franchises. Title 3-day domestic debut worldwide total. Jurassic Park, 1993. $50.1 million $978.2 million. The Lost World, Jurassic Park, 1997, $72.1 million $618.6 million. Jurassic Park 3, 2001, $50.8 million $368.8 million. Jurassic World, 2015, $208.8 million $1.67 billion. Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, 2018, $148 million $1.31 billion. Jurassic World Dominion, 2022, $145.1 million $1 billion. Jurassic World Rebirth, 2025, $91.5 million, projected, TBD. While Rebirth lags behind the previous Jurassic World films, maintaining its current trajectory could lead to a global gross between $600 million and $770 million by the end of its theatrical run. Given an estimated break-even point of around $450 million, this bodes well for the franchise's future and the potential for Jurassic World 5. Our take on the weekend box office. The reign of PG movies is shifting. Jurassic World Rebirth's ascent to the top spot signals a potential shift in the summer blockbuster landscape. After a period dominated by PG-rated films like Lilo and Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon, PG-13 movies are beginning to reclaim their dominance. This trend is expected to continue throughout July with the anticipated releases of Superman, rated PG-13, on July 11th and Fantastic Four on July 25th. If Superman can maintain its position over the R-rated I Know What You Did Last Summer and the PG-rated Smurfs, it could solidify a summer season ruled by PG-13 blockbusters. Enjoy Screen Rant's box office coverage. Click below to sign up for my weekly box office newsletter. Make sure to check Box Office in your preferences and get exclusive analysis, predictions, and more. Sign up, https://screenrant.com/page/newsletter. Source, Deadline, https://deadline.com/2025/07/box office, Jurassic World Rebirth, 12364503999/ https://deadline.com/2025/07/box-office- Jurassic-World-Rebirth-12364503999. Jurassic World Rebirth box office success, what's behind the numbers? Get ready to be blown away, dinosaurs are dominating the box office once again, and this time, it's not just a roar, it's a full-on thunderclap. Universal's Jurassic World Rebirth has stomped its way to the top, raking in a jaw-dropping $147 million domestically over the 5-day 4th of July weekend. But here's where it gets even more impressive. This fourth installment in the Jurassic World series didn't just meet expectations, it obliterated them. Early estimates predicted around $80 million for the 3-day weekend and $135 million for the full 5 days, but Rebirth proved it's a force to be reckoned with, nearly matching the opening numbers of its 2022 predecessor, Jurassic World Dominion, which went on to earn over $1 billion globally. This isn't just a win for the franchise, it's a triumph for Hollywood itself. After a sluggish start to 2025, the industry is roaring back to life. According to ComScore, the box office is up more than 14% year-to-date compared to last year, and the summer season is faring even better, a 15% increase over 2024. And this is the part most people miss. Jurassic World Rebirth is the 7th film in a franchise that began with Steven Spielberg's groundbreaking Jurassic Park in 1993. Adjusted for inflation, the original film would have grossed a staggering $2 billion worldwide, proving that this brand is practically fossil-proof. So, what's the secret sauce this time? Paul Dergrabedian, a senior media analyst at ComScore, suggests that the title Rebirth and the casting of Scarlett Johansson likely breathe new life into the series. This brand will never go extinct, he says. It's remarkable to see a franchise 3 decades old still topping the charts. But here's where it gets controversial. Can a series this old truly reinvent itself, or is it simply coasting on nostalgia? Let us know what you think in the comments. Meanwhile, Jurassic World Rebirth bumped Apple and Warner Bros. Pictures' F1 down to the 2nd spot. The racing film, starring Brad Pitt, grossed $26 million domestically this weekend, a 54% drop from its opening week. While F1 is struggling domestically, it's a different story internationally. It's absolutely killing it at the international box office, notes Dergrabedian, highlighting the sport's global appeal compared to its niche following in the US. But the competition is about to heat up. Next week, Warner Bros. Superman hits theaters, and analysts predict it will soar past $100 million in its opening weekend. The success of Jurassic and F1 is great news for Superman, Dergrabedian explains. A rising tide lifts all ships. Sean Robbins, director of analytics at Fandango, adds that these blockbusters, along with Disney's The Fantastic Four, First Steps, July 25th, could account for a quarter of the domestic box office this summer. With overlapping audiences of young men and families, the question remains, can these films coexist, or will one emerge as the undisputed champion? Here's a thought to chew on: in a summer packed with sequels and reboots, is Hollywood playing it too safe, or is this exactly what audiences crave? Share your thoughts below, we're eager to hear your take on this blockbuster battle. Why Jurassic World?